because they put a human dimension on something that can easily become abstract, because we all live behind the mask of our role, behind the mask of our experience, behind the mask of, our job, if you will, or who we believe ourselves to be as opposed to who we are. And so people who are willing to kind of share themselves and the consequences of their experience and make it real for us, I think, is very special, and I appreciated her story. Today, we have had more than 19 stops on the journey from 9 a.m. until 4:30. Strangely, the same number as yesterday. 19 different expressions of perspective and advice and experience and innovation, all of which were valuable. So I'm going to give you folks a choice. You can, for those of you who want to hear me summarize all 19, raise your hand. We'll talk later. Chat GTP. But for those who want to hear a little story, a few more. So I'm going to tell the story anyway. I didn't get enough feedback. And the story is really to set the context for what we've been exploring the last couple of days. And the foundation of this is I met Dr. Bill McGee, who is the founder of and still heads the organization called Operation Smile. And I met him 25 years ago, he and his wife and some of the people from Operation Smile. And the seed that was planted was as he was standing on a stage like this talking to people like me, and he was trying to extract money from us. He said, "You need to realize how lucky you are to be here today." And I thought, yep, I'm lucky to be here, thank you God. And he said, no, and then he goes on, he said, no, I really mean it. He said, with over 7 billion people in the world, the odds of you being born where you were, at the time you were, and with the economic opportunities is this small. You were more likely to be born a peasant in some part of the world that is, having economic problems and cultural wars and things like that. So he said, first, celebrate the fact that you were blessed with who you are and where you are. And that was a foundational perspective to make me realize, excuse me, that there are people in the world who are not blessed as we are. And as opposed to letting that blessing do anything other than give us a pause of humility and think about what can we do to make a difference in the world, that was life-changing for me. The second was, I've spent quite a bit of time with Stephen Covey about the same time, and he planted the very simple seed that he's probably best known for: start with the end in mind. If you're going to start a journey, personal journey, professional journey, start with the end in mind, because the end is the motivator, the passion, the fuel that moves you forward. So I'm going to suggest to us that today we all take a little dose of humility and say, blessed as we are, what can we do to make a difference for the rest of the world? Because solving healthcare in the United States is challenging, but you know what? It's going to solve healthcare in the United States, where we already have a pretty high bar. But what's it going to do for the people in Africa? What's it going to do for the people in Asia? What's it going to do for people in other parts of the world who don't have access to the infrastructure and economic resources? Secondly, understand that the end is a long way away. The end is, a rising tide of opportunity for access to health care, and health care that works and makes a difference. And we shouldn't let the things that get in our way, the things that deter us, the things that aggravate us, the things that cause us to fall down, deter us from keeping that end in mind and trudging forward. So I'm going to suggest that today and yesterday were a lot of points of opportunity and lights of innovation, and that should excite us. But the two things that I'll ask us to take away is remain humble, because we have been especially blessed to be here, and secondly, don't give up. Now, the best part of this is I'm now going to suggest cocktails up the street, 5 o'clock, same place we did yesterday. Thank you all very much. We'll see you in a few moments.